So, welcome to Sapphire Spider Oracle channel. If you resonate with this reading, please like, share, comment, subscribe, or donate. All of those buttons and info is below. My light is flickering a little bit here in my room for you, Leo. So let's kick it off. Let's do it. We're starting with your Spirit Animal Oracle cards. We're going to see what energy's coming in for this full moon. Hey, that's like 5 or 6. So part of the message might be that you got a lot of spirit animals around you at this time, especially if it's your season. All right, we'll take those 3. We'll take those 3. So, was it Aries? Aries might have had 3, or maybe it was Cancer. Someone else had 3. Look at all this blue coming in for you. For some of you guys, it said something blue. Somebody in this pile's getting married. So, all right. Sorry if you can hear my dog in the background. He's been very whiny this week. My son's been on vacation, so it's just been me, and I guess I'm just not nearly as entertaining. So he's been a little whiny lately. So let's get started. You have the Electric Eel Spirit with the number 24. I literally, like, not even 30 minutes ago, Leo, I was about to pull into my neighborhood, and there was a car right in front of me, like really fancy sports car with racing stripes on it, and it had the number 24 on it. So I've already been paying attention to that number today. It's kind of bringing up 24 hours. It's kind of bringing up 24 hours. It says, bring your ideas to life. So this is something like how many hours are in a day. It's kind of somebody saying like there's not enough hours in the day. So you probably got a lot of projects going on and you don't know where to start, or it's hard to get them all off the ground. The Electric Eel Spirit's coming in to supercharge you in a way. That's what I'm saying. It's talking about cars a little bit, and when I just said supercharge, it reminded me of the car and like sports cars, how they'll be like supercharged or super turbo or like whatever, right? It's kind of mentioning like some Fast and Furious stuff, so there's some of that. It's a family, right? There's a bunch coming off of that card. You've got the Swan Spirit here with, oh God, I don't know if I've ever pulled this card out of this deck with this Time for a Deep Dive, number 60. These flowers are incredible. Honestly, they look like magnolias, and like, I swear I just found a magnolia sprout in my yard, and I'm pretty stoked about it. I gotta check it out. So that's what I mean. There's Time for a Deep Dive. There's something, it just said long-term. There's something long-term you're trying to kind of get into, invest in, start. It's supposed to talk about projects and stuff. There's something you're trying to start. And then this is talking, there's a lot about time. There's a lot about time. It's talking about 24 hours in a day, 60 minutes in an hour. There's something here. You're calculating a lot of time because it seems like you've got a lot of projects or ideas that you're trying to bring to life. Some of them actually feel very long term, but it's like you're trying to do things now. It might not be a now thing. It might be more of a long-term investment type thing. And that's especially where this brown bear spirit's coming in. It says, take time out with the number 9. That's my personal power number. So that's just kind of telling me like you need to take some time out to regain your personal power. You need to hibernate a little bit like a bear. Maybe that gives you time to bring your ideas to life, and that gives you time to really think in the long-term plans. And, like you got a lot of stuff that you're trying to do, and it might not be quite time yet. You might need to kind of sit back and hibernate and allow these things to brew and stew and grow and everything like that. That's the sense I'm getting right off the bat for you, Leo. So let's get started with the tarot and see where the rest of this message takes us. Okay. This one like fell in my lap. So, King of Swords. It's very much pointing out like all the feathers on these wings. It's very much talking about like a degree or some kind of goal that has to do with intelligence, academic learning, master degrees or bachelor degrees. Doesn't even have to be a degree. Some kind of achievement in some kind of way. Doesn't necessarily have to be career related, but there's something very much about like education, intelligence, learning a trade. It just said learning a trade. And it's very much talking about like all the feathers on these wings and all the detail that's coming into these feathers right here, Leo. So there's something here about, yeah, just like getting all the details down, right? Getting the full picture, getting to fully spread your wings, really mastering this suit of the swords. And that is, again, mind and intellect and communications. But it can very much apply to like academic studies, school of any kind, and communication of any kind. For instance, I'm like a digital communications teacher, so a lot of times when I pull a swords card, I might literally think of some of my communication classes, but I mean like a good sword card. This King of Swords is a good sword card, so that's what I mean. Like you're very much mastering something. Sorry if you hear the kids in my neighborhood going around on their like bikes and four-wheelers. All right, so you're very much mastering your trade, which might be why you're starting to bring these ideas to life. And you're talking about hours and minutes. You're talking about pay, it seems like what's your time worth? How much time do you need to take out if you're for yourself, if you're working a lot, right? What's this card? This moon card, look how beautiful this moon is. Very much pairing up to this electric eel spirit here. And like once again, it's talking about like all the patterns and detail now that's in this big watery bubble sphere shape. And like the details in this moon card, if you can see some of the like little crater detail and stuff back there. It just said there's a lot to take in. There's a lot to take in. Exactly. There's a lot to take in, and there's only so many hours in a day. This has put you into a very creative, feminine, flowing space, but there is a lot of unknown in this space as well. It's very much pointing out how this figure is crossing a bridge, like you're in the middle of this process of really mastering this. And especially we were talking about the full moon that's coming up, so this is very much, it's talking about like syncing up to the full moon timing. That's where the other thing's been coming up with timing. You know, the moon cycle is like almost precisely 28 days, which happens to sync up to like a woman's body. It's talking about how the moon cycles affect, and astrology in general affects certain things on this earth plane. A lot of people don't believe in that stuff, but if you think about how the moon controls the tides, how on earth do you think that a moon body or a sun or a planetary body with like 10 times the mass of our planet does not have an effect on us here? If our moon can control the ocean, what do you think it does to us? This is kind of what it's saying. So that might be another part where it's time for a deep dive. Like you need to learn about yourself and how this stuff affects you. So we're about to go into Leo season, and we're about to have the full moon. It's your opposite sign, so it can very much bring out a lot of things in us. And I feel like that's what it's really bringing out of you. It's like your thought processes are on your time, your value. How much is your time worth? You're mastering some kind of trade or something, and you're like getting all the details down, noticing the picture from far away and looking at the big picture with all the details, right? Feeling very feminine and flowing, but still very, very like unknown. You're in the process of crossing this bridge, and this full moon portal is definitely helping you arrive here. Ooh, okay, those want to come out. See that? And then I think, here we go. Look, there's kind of that bridge set up, right? So that's what I mean. It's like you're kind of in the process. I said, which way do we go? Which way do we go? I wanted to start with this one, but I feel like I should actually take this one so that we can complete your journey over this bridge, right? Look at that. The Sun card and the Moon card side by side. This journey makes you very happy. You're in a little bit of a chapter of it with some uncertainty. This doesn't really feel fearful. It's just like, like I said, there's just like a lot of unknown. What is known? So what is known is, it said this gives you power. It said in glory and makes you feel good and strong and radiant. And very much Leo could very much be related to the Sun card because it is a fire energy. So definitely, like, this is a very powerful card for you. It feels strong, radiant, protected. It's just like, this is your space. Like, you know your space, you know where you belong, you know exactly what makes you happy. That is not a question at all. And again, with this circle pattern and like all the details and everything, whatever this trade represents, you're very enthusiastic about getting all the details down. And I feel like you're in the transition period of what, either graduating or finishing up, or like whatever it is that you need to do. And that's where you're starting to really think, I feel like, in business terms, Leo. Like, you're very much valuing your time and your money and how much your energy is worth. In a major cycle, the Sun and the Moon together, it's like having the best of both worlds in a sense, but there's very much this uncertainty right now. What is certain is you're gonna finish this and complete this and master this, right? Wow, snap, Leo. Like, okay, it just reminded me of how this is a griffin, and a griffin is part lion and also part bird. So it's very much talking about, yeah, like I was saying, like stepping into your full power. This is a path you know that makes you happy, but you're in this bridging energy. And not only that, but it's like you get to spread your wings. That's where the mind and the intellect and the communication part comes in. It's not just your fire energy. It's not just about career and passions and stuff like that. It's about the knowledge and the wisdom that comes along this path. And buddy, look at this Queen of Swords matching up to this King of Swords right here. So we've got a matching pair of a King and Queen of Swords. Just said equal match, like you've met your match type deal. It's just expressing, like, this does not have to be two different people. This is very much just talking about, like, you are united within this path. Like, your inner self, that queen energy, that just kind of like, in this case with the swords, like, very smart, very sharp, very witty, but can be a little quiet and reserved, like knows she's right, but doesn't necessarily have to show it off, right? Like, she's very much just like, I got this. Like, I got this in the bag, right? The King of Swords is very stern, and it just said strict, and it follows, like I said, a lot of law, order, reason, intellect, logic, anything like that, but it actually goes out and does those things. And that's what I mean. You're no longer just sitting and knowing and thinking like, hey, I'm really good at this, I'm really sharp at this, I'm really smart at this, like, this is what I want to do. You are actually doing it, and that is where the energy within yourself is very united, Leo. You have this match. It said match made in heaven. So for some of you guys, look, I said some people are getting married. I said some people are getting married because it said something blue, right? So there's definitely some people in here that might be getting married, and it's definitely confirming that you're getting, that this is a match. If you're not getting married, then this might be like you meet your match very, very soon, and you're in this process of like making your way to it, right? Then the other part of it is, this is somebody who's achieving a life goal, and this is their inner and outer selves. You're not just thinking and saying and trying to do these things with the Queen of Swords. You are doing it with this King of Swords. You've got both your inner and outer self united in action. So that's what happens after this full moon energy, after this kind of bridge moment. You become united within your decisions, your choices. I watched this show a lot called Squidbillies, and there's this character called Peepap Kyler, and he he is really bad at like robbing banks, and there's this episode where they're asking him where the money's at, and he's like, I went to the woods bank. Damn it, left it on the hood of the cow. And that's what it just gave me. And it shows a cow skeleton out in the woods with like all this money on top of it, just like crushed the cow. Like, he did rob the bank, but he just like forgot the money somewhere out in the woods. There's some kind of message there about that. Like, okay, it just said hidden money. Like, there might be some hidden money that is arriving and coming in to help you. So maybe for someone, like I was talking about degrees, might be some financial aid. It might be for some of you guys that are the pile that feels like it might be getting married. Like, it might be a honeymoon blessing, like a check, something like that. Some hidden money comes in, or a house gift in a sense. Something along that line. I wouldn't say a house maybe, but definitely it was some kind of gift of like a honeymoon or money, financial aid. It's like, or you just discover some money that you like left aside, and that might be really important for this. But then also it's saying that in general though, like, this journey has taken a while, but it's very solid and steady with this Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Coins. So, like, there's no question that it has a solid future. This is a Knight of Coins. It has taken a while. Things will always kind of take some time, right? Take some time out. Don't worry so much about 24 hours in a day, 60 minutes in an hour. Like, you will get there. Right? There is no timeline for your, it's that ascension. There is no timeline for your ascension. There is no timeline for when it's the right time to get degrees, get married, do these things in your life. There is no right or wrong time to find money or think about money or work on these things. But it is something where it's like, these are major life choices. This is a major life cycle. You're in the process. It's something just said, slow down. Like, take your time. Stop and like look at the moon, smell the roses, catch all the details, right? Because once you kind of get past this little pinnacle here, then it's like, I mean, everything's good, everything's gravy, but that's part of the beauty of the journey, right? And then you become very united in yourself, in that you say what you do what you mean what you say, type deal, right? Like, you're doing everything you set out and planned. And it said, like, stay on course. It's a solid, steady course, and you'll be good to go afterwards. Sorry if you can hear my dog. What's on the bottom of the deck for you? Final note. Page of Cups. There's a little messenger coming through with a sweet message. Could be a friend. This is also, it also talks about soulmates specifically in this card with this red thread. So that's what I'm saying. Someone in here getting married or engaged or meeting the one, or you are the one and you're like getting a degree and just like leveling up in your life and doing great, right? There's some kind of message, very sweet message coming through to help confirm some of this energy for you. It's just friendly and nice. It's pointing out the fireflies specifically here in the background. Look at all these moons up here too. That's what I'm saying. Like, the moon energy is for sure affecting you, and that's part of this message. The moon energy is for sure affecting you. You're gonna get some like, illumination. You're gonna bridge this gap, make this journey. It's all going to be good to go. There's confirmation of that. All right, that's what I got for you, Leo. Let me know how that resonates for you guys. I'll catch you on the next reading. See you later.